Thank you, everybody, for holding out for us. Oh my God. Yeah. There we go. Now I'm muted. Whew. When you have a window open to watch your stream, I keep forgetting to double check to make sure that I have muted that window. I hadn't. Thank you back for coming back to Border Kingdoms Adventures. We were on a short little break there at the beginning because we were discussing updates to our game streams and rocks and college roommates because I don't know reasons. So tonight, as always, is officially brought to you by Liquid Death. We're going with the Rest in Peach because that's what my son brought me up. I just said bring me a tea. So that's the rock. Yes. She doesn't realize she's muted still, but whatever. Yeah, that's another rock. Little ASMR for us here while Ruth is showing off rocks. Uh, you know, I chose to bring this show back. I said, "Hey, let's get the band back together and expand it." I chose this hell. This is purgatory. This is the hell that I have chosen. All right, let's go ahead and just unmute them all.
Don't worry,
So,
I've got more rocks.
yeah, you're unmuted now, so shut up about your fucking rocks. Go back to talking about Baldur's Gate 3. So tonight is our Tal'dorei South campaign, which is that game of games that takes place in the land of Exandria, made popular by Critical Role. Everybody is in the southern reaches, the Lucidian coast area, to be specific. And you know what? We can even make it something that you all can see by. Well, that's not the map. We need the map of the Lucidian coast. Da, 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 da. There we go. The Lucidian coast. They started off in the city of Stilben. They created a goblin town in the Summit Peaks, in the foothills of the Summit Peaks, between that and the Catal Swamp, and have now made their way to Drinna, where they are investigating a hag within Morin Lake. Morin Lake is the lake that their friend Auntie, not Auntie Ethel. Um, this was before I started playing uh, Baldur's Gate, but Auntie Mela uh, as says that her family was booted out of Morin Lake because the Moon Maiden, a hag of some significant amount of power, took over the lake and kicked her family out of their ancestral island home. Um, and the group has made some friends within Drenna. They have uh, hired on, sort of, a a blood hunter that will um, give them the ability to potentially explore the lake and potentially deal with the Moon Maiden, the Lady of the Lake, the hag that is there. So, with that, apparently we're amusing Marcelo, who is in the chat. Um, and yeah, so uh, and then my players are confused. I've been moving everybody else to the Lucidian coast. I did not move you all to the Lucidian coast. You're on a wilderness map. Here, I'll put you all on the Lucidian coast, just so that. All right, so that is where you are. So when we last left off, which was a while ago, we've had a bit of a strange hiatus here lately. What with all of the pauses and whatnot. So we are, uh, and apparently Ruth has got her 22-month subscription going, which tells you that she is watching her own stream.
We need the viewers.
We need the viewers. Yep. So When we last left off, y'all had made a deal with the blood hunter in question, Brill, and she has agreed to take you out onto the lake. And as you have already found out previously, there is a deal that the town of Drina has made with the Moon Maiden, in that their boats can uh, uh, fish the central region of the lake, um, as can be seen if you zoom in on this here map. You've got kind of got the rings around the lake, and there is a large middle ring, and that is the area that they have basically gotten the rights to fish from through their treaty with the lady. Um, the smallest portion, which is the islands in the middle, and an extension out to the north of them, is the area that is considered off limits. It is the deepest part of the lake, and it is where the two large islands in the center of the lake exist. And that is where it is said that the nymph like moon maiden makes her home. So, um, what Brill's suggesting is taking a boat out onto the lake, skirting the edge of the inner ring. It should draw the attention of the minions. And while they might just gently persuade fishermen to make their way back into their allotted space, if she is on the boat, she says that you'll get a much warmer reception. And she says it with a little bit of a tone in her voice that tells you she's being a little facetious. It is not going to be a warm reception. So she
Well,
says, "It is up to
we
you
were
how we entertain it, and what you might need to get before we enter in."
we were going to get help. We bought climbing gear, and we left Drenna, and we took the first watch, and we heard undead dinosaurs, and we fought dinosaur zombies that somebody wanted to ride as pets, uh, but that didn't happen because
Mm-hmm.
the zombies. So big fight, long rest, all is well. Continue to Goblin Village for a guide to take us up the mountain. Is what
Yep.
I have.
You know what? That is correct. That is 100% what you were doing. You were heading to the Goblin Village. You wanted to investigate the winds before you took on the lake. That is correct.
Did we
And
did we make it to the Goblin Village, or were we going to make it to the Goblin Village?
you were going to make it to the Goblin Village,
Okay.
if I remember correctly.
You said if we ask nicely enough, somebody might guide us to the unicorn fart winds.
They might. They might. The goblins within that village have made their home within the summit peaks, which is why they took over a small settlement that was there, that had been abandoned. But yeah, they're nomadic, or they before that they were fairly nomadic, and it was all within the summit peaks. So they know their way around the summit peaks. Most of them tend to avoid Zephyr itself, just because the Arashari don't necessarily take too kindly to potential raiders at their borders. But if you come in peace, it should be fine. So, all right. Well, in that case, I guess your friend is just hanging out and waiting for you to return then, before taking onto the lake. I That's right. I scared you with how potentially dangerous the lake was because she wasn't sure you were going to be able to live through it, if I remember. Anyways, so
That is correct. We opted to go find help.
right, so you were checking with the Arashari for potential help
And zombie
We're chasing
dinosaurs.
the rainbow.
and
That too.
tasting the rainbow because apparently
We'll see.
Bella wants to go taste the rainbow.
Is that the
Um,
And since
cure
we're
wounds
reminding the
phrase?
kind and benevolent DM, what we did is we all bought climbing gear and
yep.
winter gear, and it says that the gear gives B advantage on climbing shenanigans if anything happens because of my feline agility. So, just so you know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh no, I know you've got a climb speed, and you still bought the climbing gear just in case. So, all right.
we all bought winter clothes, and someone bought a very fancy fur coat, and it's looking all blinged out and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I.
Maybe the rainbow will hit it and it'll become like a Technicolor dream
You
coat.
know what? You didn't have to raise your hand, Lindsay. Like we were wondering who it was that bought the
who would
blinged
do
out
such a
coat.
thing?
I tell you what, in season 4 of Adventureless League, she gave me so much shit because I gave her magical shoes, but they were always perpetually covered in gore
You couldn't
because
clean them,
because it was Ravenloft.
Yeah.
but they gave
There's
me
not
good
enough
speed.
prestidigitation in the world.
There was no
Nope.
amount of prestidigitation in the world, but she took that and then she took the overly tight and revealing leather armor or studded
It's a
leather armor.
glamour studded or
Yeah,
something. Yeah, but it gave
because
me good PC
yeah,
and charisma.
sure it did. Anyways, all right. So we are on the path to the village in question, and yeah. All right, let's start this party off. Ruth, since you got brand new dice, even though we are using digital dice here, why don't you go ahead and give us a D20 roll as you head off?
Just
Uh,
a random d20.
just a random D20, for funsies to
It's
see.
not a
9.
percentile.
9. It's a quiet day.
Those weren't
Um,
new dice. Those were dice that I found while looking for my blacklight,
Blacklight. Oh,
so I could play with my new rock.
okay.
It
So
turns hot pink.
here's just shiny squirrel.
Shiny
Anyways,
rock. I have
um,
more shiny rocks.
I know you have more shiny rats. Uh, I chose this again. I chose this.
I haven't
So
even busted out my fidget toy collection. Jeez. Continuing onward.
up the dosage. Anyway, um, the early part of the day goes fairly smoothly. It is a pleasant day out, partly cloudy. It is fairly warm. You're in. You're kind of getting into the height of summer. Um, the mornings still have carry a bit of dew and fog though because of your proximity to the swamp. And the bugs are a little aggressive, not too bad. You're not actually in the swamp proper, but you're close to it. Um, by midday, you're starting to make your way up into the foothills, and you're getting close to uh, the stopping point where it's on that kind of break in the river where the two paths of a smaller stream and a river collide in to be form a larger river going into the Catal Swamp. That is where the Goblin Village is located, and you're just getting into that small valley subsection. As you get in towards about mid afternoon, you've already stopped, had a a nice charcuterie board and whatnot for your lunch because that's clearly what all adventurers do is they carry just meats and cheeses with them for their
Yep, feeding tiny cheese
things.
cubes to Tank.
Right. Um, or charcuterie, otherwise known as the name of the Baldur's Gate character I have that fights with salamis.
Since
Anyway,
we're getting charcuterie ready, should we ready a gift basket for the goblins?
that is up to you.
Technically, they're already our friends because we were supposed to like make alliances for them. So do we really need to bribe them again?
You don't necessarily need to bribe them, but
It's always appreciated.
It's always nice. It's always nice.
Yeah. Let them know they're appreciated. I'll take
We
this
will
time to
contribute a
like,
handful of candy.
yeah.
all right. So a candy and charcuterie board basket has been created, and and in the later part of the afternoon, you start to see evidence of a change within this goblin encampment. Um, it sounds like there's construction going on. Like they're actually like reinforcing the wall. They're building some, you know, building up some of the buildings inside of it. In other words, some of the ruined buildings, they're trying to bring them back. And you can see up on the wall, it looks like creatures standing guard, and within it you see several goblins, but you also see a couple of hobgoblins and even a human or two are kind of standing up on the wall with short bows or crossbows and like spears.
Have
Um,
they happened to have a chance to fix the siege engines that someone may or may not have sabotaged?
it sounds like there's construction going on. Maybe they definitely know that those particular siege engines were a little sabotaged, but
They were fine when I left.
listen, all y'all, it's a sabotage. Anyway, so is that classical music? Um, but yeah, you can see that they're. It looks like they're setting a guard, that they're patrolling the area. They're treating this does no longer looks like a bandit camp. It looks like an actual small village with a militia that has been set up, and they see you coming. Um, unless you have a particular wish to want to sneak in or sneak up there. But if you're walking straight up because you know you're bringing a charcuterie board and a pile of candy for them, and they see you coming up, and you know they kind of raise a hand as they see you, and you hear, "It's the Heroes coming back! Open the gate!" And with that, the gates, kind of it's not like in Baldur's Gate where it's like no, it's like they're like it's just they take the bar off of it and they open it up. It
We
is
need a banner with a team logo.
you do. You also need to get a team name at some point first.
That is true. I mean, we have crampons, but that's who we said that we were to the dragon.
And that's your healing word. You know, you don't maybe necessarily want to advertise that.
We
Um,
are going to have to think about that
yeah,
Okay.
and craft a banner. You're right.
yeah. Well, now, just so you don't feel too bad, Tal'dorei North has been playing for longer than you guys, and they just got a name a few sessions ago. So they
Mm,
finally
okay.
decided on the Dungeon Dogs. So
Really?
Homework.
That's what they went with?
yeah, DAWG, yeah,
Mm.
because they've got a shifter in the group, and everybody else thought it was humorous, so that's what they chose was Dungeon Dogs. So anyway, I'm sorry. You all decided to create a pizza parlor in a zombie apocalypse, and you're judging them for going with Dungeon Dogs as a party name.
We created a pizza parlor in a zombie apocalypse.
I wasn't judging it. It sounds kind of like Diamond Dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So
I was actually thinking about Reservation Dogs, the TV show.
Reservoir Dogs or Reservation Dogs. Yeah, there's that show too. Yeah, that's a play on the
And
Reservoir
Reservoir
Dogs.
Dogs.
And Reservoir Dogs, if you want to get all
But
Vietnamese.
You know what? I appreciate. I fully appreciate the Bowie reference though, so I'll take it because Diamond Dogs
Yeah,
was one of my
anything
favorite.
slightly references Bowie, like I think you get a pass.
Yep. So
Could be referencing Moulin Rouge as well.
also true.
Just
That's
saying.
immediately where my mind went because I just went through. We just cleaned out like all of our physical media, and we had both Moulin Rouge soundtracks, the one and two.
Nice.
Those are good
Well,
ones.
back when I was in college, Dungeon Dogs was our bathroom movie, our bathroom song. If we needed to go to the bathroom break, we'd play Diamond Dogs, because what was it, 8 minutes 36 seconds. So it gave us
And if you
if
weren't
we
out by then, they came in after you.
yeah, or it gave us enough. It gave us enough time. Um, the radio station was in the basement of our dorm, and the commons was right across the street from our dorm, so we could run to the commons, get like a hamburger or cheeseburger, and get back in time. If we Because our show was on Sunday night, and so anyway, so
No, every time there's a really long song on a radio, I'm like, somebody had to poop. Like, if I hear American Pie
it's
come
entirely
on or
possible.
Bohemian Rhapsody,
Par-
I'm like, he had to
Paradise
go
by
to
the
the
Dashboard Light. Somebody had a lot of cheese that day. Is all I'm saying. Um,
bathroom.
all right.
My husband has a radio show, and whenever he has to go, he puts on Pink Floyd's Echoes.
Yep. See, I told
like
you.
like 26 minutes.
I am not the only
Uh,
one.
it's
All
that
right.
other one. Death Cab for Cutie, I Will Possess Your Heart. The
Yep.
unedited version.
Yep.
Just got a huge introduction.
Also, Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells.
But the old school one was Inagata Devita. But anyways, all right. So you do not have a banner or a name yet, and so you uh, make your way in, and they just refer to you as the heroes. Um, and so they let you all in.
We could
Ladies,
be
please.
heroes for just one day.
It
Mhm.
could be
Oh,
heroes.
it's gonna become Bowie references from now on. We might have to rename the show to something Bowie.
We could be immortals.
Just
Could
for one day.
Oh,
you
but
could
not
name
for
yourself the
long.
Black Stars, you know, because that
like
was the
that.
Mm.
last album,
That was his last album, and that was awesome.
and it was an amazing album. Anyway, all right, so you enter in, and they're like, "Ah, you've returned." You know, they like we and they walk you in, and sure enough, there is a mechanic, there is an engineer that is busy at work, working on those siege engines. It looks like that he's got them almost done. He's got a number of helpers with him, and you can see that there are a lot of the hobgoblins and the larger folk are building up the buildings. They're actually starting to put them together. And it looks like they've got one larger building in the center of this area, already kind of framed out. It's not completed, but it looks like it's kind of be the town hall area right in the center of the village. Um, and so it's kind of giving you the vibes of like an Alexandria in the making, to give a nice Walking Dead reference. Um,
This is going to be great as soon as it's finished.
yes, once it is finished, and he takes you around and shows you the various spots. Uh, One second. All right. That was just TJ responding. Apparently, Haley forgot about. You know, it's been a while since she's been on, and we switched weeks. So I just told him I would send them a schedule for our for the next couple months. All right. But he shows you around, and he shows you that there's a couple spots where they're even looking at expanding the walls of the village to give more space, basically. Um, he says that we haven't really come up with large patches to start up any farms, but we've got small gardens. Everybody's got space for their own little garden, and we're going to do a. We're hoping for a good trade route, and he kind of gives you a little wink.
And
Um,
is this Lord Grumshy, our hobgoblin
this is Lord
village
Grumshy.
leader?
Yep, he. As soon as he hears them calling that you're approaching, he comes out to greet you himself. So yes, Lord Grumshy is out there walking around, and he says, "So, what's brought you back? Have you brought word of the cities Drina and Stilben? Have they accepted our offer of trade?"
Our verbal against the talkie person.
I can't remember what we did on that. I got
We did tell David, and we brought the message to the guild, and
Yep.
they're like working on it or thinking about it or distributing word to everyone else.
They took word to Stilben, to the council of Stilben, and then they were going to send message to Zephyra to uh, to let them know about it. Um, and you were talking to the folks in Drina, and you did tell the big guild within Drina, which is the Merchant Guild, or the Sailors Guild, Merchant Marines, that kind of thing. So um, it's in process, and it
so
sounds
that's what
like
I
they're
said.
accepting.
So my friends, things are moving. They don't always move as fast as we want, but there's progress being made, and people are interested. Soon, it will bloom like a flower in springtime.
Ah, there's those colorful words that kept us from going to battle. Well, it sounds just wonderful, just wonderful. We look forward to it. We've even got some of the swamp folk have come to join us, and he walks over and introduces you to what looks to be like one of the main carpenters, who is human, and it sounds like he kind of brought his family here to get them onto more dry land because they were kind of on the edge of the swamp and it was not great. And when they heard that there was a village being started, they came and offered their services, figuring they might need carpenters, which of course they did. And he's got his sons standing up on the wall, um, and his daughter is working on crafting the weapons for them because ironically, she while she didn't help out with the carpentry business that they were best known for in the swamp, she was the only one of them that could do anything with smithing, and so she's been kind of helping out with smithing new tools because while they had plenty of weapons, they did not have much for tools. So with that, he says, but that's enough about this place. Come. And he takes you over near the kind of town hall building that is being fully erected and takes you in to a large tent that has been set up. And it is clearly kind of a nicer, more appointed tent. There's a table inside of it. I mean, it's a pavilion style type of a tent, and it is clearly where he has made not only the city center but is his residence. And so he uh, kind of bids you all to take a seat around the table and uh, starts to pour out some beverages. So if the trade routes are still in progress, what has brought you to my doorstep this day?
we were going to venture out into the lake,
I see.
and we were curious if any of the folks might have information or might want to join us on that endeavor.
Morin Lake. It's it's a sticky spot.
We would also like a guide up the mountain to the Arashari, if you've got someone who knows that way.
To Zephyra. Well,
Zephyra. Zephyra, sorry.
most of it. Well, it's the Arashari's home, but yes. Um, we do have scouts that know their way up there. It is tricky for us. They don't necessarily shoot on sight. Um, they are not necessarily friends of the goblins, but they are not necessarily enemies. We could have somebody
Is there
for sure take you up
anything,
there.
anything we can do to show them that we come in peace and wish to talk?
Well, if you speak on our behalf, then I'm sure they will allow us in. If we have somebody act as your scouts, and you make your way up there, and then they bring with them a letter of introduction that I write for. I believe Keyleth is still the speaker of the wind speaker for them. Then I think that might help smooth the way for us. So we
can
have
do
no
that.
problem getting you a scout up there. He will just be carrying some introductions for us. So if you wish to do that, that can definitely be handled for you. As far as for going into the lake, we'll put out a word. Now that we are becoming legitimate, some of our younger kin that are looking, they enjoyed the adventurous nature of what we did before. They may wish to take part in such a outing. Might help them to quench that thirst that they don't necessarily get quenched too much these days. So, by the time you return, we should have an idea of how many wish to join. I don't know that we have many, but we might have a few. So,
That is most excellent, my friend.
uh, and he calls out to his scouts. Yeah. Who is the scout that goes up the mountains for us? Was that Pethor? Yes, it was. All right, go get Pethor for me right away, sir. And off the goblin goes. And when he returns, he just kind of holds open the tent flap, and in steps a goblin. Definitely looks leaner than some of the goblins that you've seen walking the walls and whatnot. He's got a kind of a scout look to him. He's wearing leathered armor. He's got daggers and a short bow, and the bow's kind of slung over his shoulder, and he comes walking in. And yes, you asked to see me, my lord. He's like, just kind of bristles up at the very official way in which he's being addressed. You can tell that he's getting into this whole like running a city thing. He's like, yes, I hear from what your commanders have been telling me. You are our best scout for going up to Mount Zephyra. I've gotten close, sir, but I'm only close enough to see what's going on. Never close enough to interact. Well, that's going to change. I want you to lead these heroes up to Mount Zephyr and carry with you letters of introduction. They're meant for the speaker of the Arashari. I would be honored to do that, chieftain. But if these heroes say they can get me up there safely, if I can lead them up the mountainside, then I shall do that for you. Very well. Maybe leave in the morning. Let everybody get a good night's rest. Of course, my lord. I shall return in the morning. And he takes a quick bow and starts to head out.
Does he have a name?
Pathor. Paathor. Pathor the Scout. You see, as you're sitting down, because there's papers out on the table, as they're making plans, and you see that they've actually got some drawings drawn up of their plans of expanding the village wall, which is going to take collecting up some wood, either through a trade route or through just going into the swamp and bringing in trees to make the logs. And they are, in addition to that, you see that there's plans in motion to create surnames for many of the goblins in the village, because it's one of the things that they've noticed is that a lot of the people that come from the towns around them have surnames. They all want to have surnames now, and so they're in the process of figuring out what everybody's surnames are going to be. All right. With that, he says, "I believe we've got that taken care of. Of course, you shall be my guest." And he kind of points off to where there are sectioned off portions of this kind of pavilion style tent, and he says, "That would be the guest wing. Currently, you will be the first guests." And he kind of shows it, and it's when he opens up the area. It's just kind of like a large tent room area with like pillows that have been thrown down. But you can see that around the edges of it, and this is the first time you've seen anything except for the door that is an outer wall of this tent. They've kind of almost set up a like a foundation. That's a small wooden wall that goes around it that kind of keeps it from getting too damp in the inside. So it's like glamping. And lots of pillows have been set up. Uh, so he says, hopefully this will keep you all comfortable for the evening, and you can have your rest. Of course, we shall have a fine meal in your honor. I've already gotten the cooks started on it, and sure enough, behind the pavilion tent, you can see that there's a fire going that's got like a big cauldron type thing on it that they're in the process of cooking something, and it smells quite tasty. Um, but as you set down your charcuterie board basket, he says, "Well, if you've brought a gift, then we should open this up and share in the bounty." And so he kind of starts setting out all the little goodies that you had in it. Brings in some more wine and some various condiments to go with the snacks you have brought. Just something to as almost like an hors d'oeuvre tray before the feast starts that evening. So you've got a few hours to spend some time before making your long rest for the evening. If you want, you can attempt to get that achievement for taking a long rest with only alcohol. Although I think you all did that back in Drina. Um,
Yes, B remembers that sort of
Sort of.
Maybe kind of remembers that.
I remember the beginning of that evening. All right. What do you wish to do with the rest of your night?
Long rest?
Mavis offers to help with surnaming.
Yeah. We could give them ideas.
All right. So,
We will go around and see if we can help with fixing the thing that she broke, disabled.
do you have any? Do you have any skills in the tools other than thieves' tools? Well, you were kind of muted there.
I said I have thieves' tools and fast hands.
Well, um, you basically show them what you did to break it, and it does kind of help them along in the process. What you notice when you take a look at the one of the ones you broke versus one of the ones that are completed, they're not just fixing what you broke. They're reinforcing it. They're
Making it
upgrading.
so I can't do that again.
No, you'll still be able to do it again, but they're just making it nicer. Because these again were left over from when this place was abandoned. And so they're kind of fixing it up. So yeah,
They're
you're
embellishing things.
yeah, exactly.
They're bedazzling them.
They're bedazzling them. Yeah, there's somebody that's up there putting on little plastic rhinestones. Um, so the as soon as you offer to help with the surnames, they take an extended interest in bringing you out, and so you are taken out into the kind of common area of the encampment, and people are just coming up, and they're telling you what their ideas are, and it's like everyone's like you know going to be like eye gouger and blah, blah. And then one guy comes up and goes, Jones. I heard it once. I think it sounds bland, and
Yeah.
they
I need to advise you against that, good sir. Once you leave this immediate area, you'll find that there are many Joneses.
right. I
You
want
don't
to
And
keep
you
up
have
with
to
them.
keep up with them.
Could be keeping up with the Joneses, and they could all be family.
It's just impossible to keep up with the Joneses.
Hmm.
You don't want to be mistaken for being one of those assholes.
You bring up a good point. You bring up a good
Unique.
point. A unique name.
Carve your own path.
Yeah, carve
And
your own path.
don't
There are eye gougers all over the place. Shut the hell up.
and don't name yourself
Yeah.
after your profession. So no Thatchers, no Millers, no Smiths. Pick something else.
How about Anderson?
That's good because I wouldn't, Mr. Anderson. It's good because I don't want to be named shit scooper.
How
This
about
this guy
Fizz
clearly
Grinder?
works. This guy clearly works in the stables. Um, Fizz grinder.
Yep.
You could take your
It's
zodiac
interesting.
sign and maybe your spirit
What's a
animal leader.
sign?
When were you born? This is a great
Yeah.
idea.
What was the most prominent constellation in the sky during the month you were born?
Uh, uh, God, I keep wanting to say Asterion. Who was the asshole that was in Call of the Netherdeep? Echelon? No, the the tri
Zariel?
hero.
The
No,
drow one?
no, the human that was like he had the guy
Oh,
that you were trying to save. Man, I'm drawing a blank on his name, and the book is I don't know MIA. Anyway, he basically said he was named or he was born under that as the most predominant constellation in the sky, which was the warrior. I think that was what
Okay,
they
I've
called
got
the
it.
constellation.
Okay, so we need a constellation, and then which day of the calendar were you born under? What number?
That is an awesome question. And I'm going to bring up the calendar.
All right, Wild Mount Zodiac.
Okay, we're gonna get there.
All right. He was born during the Winters, not in Winters Fest, but near Winters Fest. He was born on the 19th of Diwali, which is their version of January.
Ooh. Okay. And then do we have the zodiac up yet?
I do.
Okay, what constellation do we have, or animal representation, or
Let's see here. Hmm.
Also,
Okay,
the name you were.
what were they born again? When were they
19th of
born?
Diwali. Dualhei. First month of the year.
Were you thinking of the name Alexion?
Alexion.
Alexion?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Alexian?
All right, you said the 19th of Dualhei?
Correct.
Let's see here. That would be Hadwig the Waterfall
All right.
is your constellation zodiac name.
Okay, this is complicated. Okay, so I want to do like
Element
a mech.
water. Color is purple or sea green.
This is
Ruler
the
is Melora,
dawning
the
of
wild
the
mother.
age of Aquarius. The age
Let's
You
of
just
see
pick the
here.
street you were
Aquarius.
the street you lived on first, and then your pet's name.
No, that's his porn name,
Oh, I thought it was my drag queen name.
or that too.
Okay, I've got it. Alexwig Fall. Alexwig Fall.
Now, do me a favor. Give me an Arcana check.
Oh, okay.
Arcana or
All of
history?
us, or just whoever?
Oh, do I hear
Dispel.
one in history? Nope, they're the same. Okay. They're both 0. 17.
Well,
Did I get it right?
clearly, you know your zodiac signs because
Yes.
I was trying to figure out if you knew what the fuck you were talking about. as you
Does
started,
anybody?
as soon as you started Google searching what the constellations and the zodiac signs were for
That was
you.
me Google searching that.
Yeah, I know.
This is a team effort.
So
Hadwig is the halfling word for waterfall.
it is nice. So
See, if B were helping, it would be like Dirty Socks would be your last name.
And I've linked the zodiac in our chat that this person made.
So, in our every other Sunday game in the afternoons with my Thursday table, my son Nick is playing a deep gnome that is a circle of stars druid, and he keeps talking about his star maps. He's never seen the night sky. He's always lived underground, and so I'm like, those aren't stars. That is just crystals in the ceiling, right? No, it's just stars. It's star maps. I'm playing a gift that literally came from the Rock of Brawl. Like, and so we got outside, and he's like, "Oh no, this is hell." And I'm like, "No, those are stars." My holy symbol. I'm a paladin of Celestian. Is literally a field of 5 stars. And they're like, "No, sky
Wow.
charts." And it's like,
The conspiracy theories abound.
I'm like, still not
5
stars.
stars all around. He's perfect. Best review.
And right. Anyways, all right. He he thinks about it, considers it. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Yes. Okay. I got a +4 in it.
Well,
Oh dear. Was it too long? We can shorten it. It could be Wigfall.
He starts he goes, no, that's a bit of a mouthful. I don't know. I just picture somebody saying, "Could you sign your name?" And I'd have to write out all of those letters. Wigfall though, that's he clearly has no idea what a wig is and does not realize how horrible of an idea this is for a name. But he says, "You know what? I think you found something there." And he says, "My surname shall be Wigfall, given to me by the
Huzzah!
heroes." And everybody's like, "Woo, yeah!" Then everybody's like, "I want my name given to me by the heroes." And so then you are busy for the night because they are
Yes.
now going to be coming to each and every one of you. There's going to be a couple people, a couple of these goblins that are going to be coming around, wanting, giving you their ideas for names. And yes, somebody is probably going to get named Dirty Socks, but
If they come to be, they're absolutely going to be named Dirty Socks.
and
All right, your last name should be Chanel. Your last name should be Vuitton.
Valentino.
come on now, don't forget Manolo Blahniks. You gotta have
That
a
is true.
Blahnik in there somewhere.
Yep. Louboutin.
Yep,
He's definitely going to name somebody Hairball.
hairball. Oh,
You
shenanigans.
know, the last names that real people have, when you see a ton of them,
Yep.
there's some really bad ones, guys. I
Oh
feel so
yes.
sorry for those people.
Oh yes.
Sometimes you just read their last name and you're like,
Your parents hated you.
the last name.
Yeah.
The last name.
Yeah, and you can blame Ellis Island for a lot of that.
So there's there's a book series, the Joe Ledger series by Jonathan Mayberry, and in the first book, they introduce Bunny, one of these hard ass Army Ranger types that is in his unit. And when he gets introduced to him, they're like, "Name's Bunny Rabbit, sir." And he's like, "Are you pulling my fucking leg, soldier?" "Nope, name's Rabbit. My my crew just gave me the nickname Bunny." And they're like, because he's a huge hulking monster of a guy. I was like, all right, it gets worse. What's that? My real name's Harvey. Did your
But you can
parent?
see him. He's having a conversation with him.
Did your parents hate you? Hate you, son? I think they did, Top. Yep. Anyways, all right.
That makes them
That is
question
Ginger's favorite
right
book.
there.
She listens to it all the time. Jonathan Bayberry is her favorite author. She actually likes him. She doesn't like anybody. She liked him. Anyway, so with that, and that is a plug for Patient Zero by Jonathan Mayberry. Uh, so names are being given out. Is there
Slarty Bart
anything?
Fest over there.
Is there anything
Oh,
you
Slarty
wish to
Bart Fest,
do
yeah.
before the end of the night, as you're handing out names?
I mean, I should sleep at some point.
Oh yeah, you'll be sleeping. They're
It's just so
sleeping time.
active at night. But yeah, we're having a great time handing out names.
Anyone else? Or are you all just
I was gonna say, be helped undo some of the damage that she may or may not have caused, because she cannot confirm or deny that she had anything to do with that.
mm-hmm. All right. You make camp for the evening. The feasting goes kind of late into the night. You get the feeling that the village is a little still semi nocturnal. They go till late in the evening, and then they sleep in late. But they always have a patrol going on the excuse me, on the wall. The evening, once you finally hit it, is quiet. You don't hear any real sounds. You're able to sleep comfortably because you don't have to keep watches. Um, and you wake up the next day The smell of a cook fire already going, um, and uh, and when you come out, there's already it looks like both tea and coffee steeping on the table. So the your commander is not there, but there are some other goblins that are kind of bustling about, and looks like they're bringing in the drinks and whatnot. And, they actually ask you if you wish to have a bath because they are warming up the water for meals and whatnot, and they are prepping water, so they've got bath water for you if you wish.
That's amazing. Yeah, we should probably do this. We should take a bath.
Be obeys herself. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Freaking cats. Anyway,
Ew, water, no.
water.
Little tail gets all poofy.
On Thursday, our tabaxi is a barbarian. So every time he rages, we all just go. Anyway, so the you take your baths. Those of you that wish. They have separate whole tent that is set up for tubs and whatnot. And you're able to get cleaned up as much as you wish to, as much or as little as you wish. Your Pathor returns. Um, he is set to head out. He's added on a what looks to be like a light cloak to his ensemble to travel with. Um, Again, it's summertime, so it's pretty warm, but you're going up the mountain, so and has a bag slung over his shoulder. And says, uh, "At your leisure, I shall be here, waiting for you. We can go whenever you wish." And, he takes a seat at the table and pours himself some of the tea. I'm in no hurry. We are on your schedule now.
We go walking up the hill.
We've had good breakfast. We've had good sleep.
All right, let's go. So he takes you up, leads you out of the city. City. He takes you out of the village, and you head up into from the valley. And he says, "Now, I hear tell you have got your own climbing gear. Is this true?"
I pull out my coat.
That would not be climbing gear, but it is a nice
Warm.
coat.
We'll hold up the pair of crampons.
I also have
There we
climbing
go.
gear.
I
Excellent.
pull out mine.
We shouldn't need it right away, but it is good to have. Um, we're going to be taking some game trails. They lead up through the mountainsides. We're going to not be going very high up until the point at which we get near Zephyr itself. Sound good? Is there anything in particular you wish to see on our trail there, or are we just looking for the fastest approach?
Well, if we get approached by like a stream of rainbows, I'm interested in investigating it.
That's a new one on me, but okay. I shall keep an eye out for a stream of rainbows.
And no zombie dinosaurs.
Oh, but if there's live dinosaurs, it would be super amazing if we could maybe become friends with them, like a brontosaurus or brachiosaurus or like any sauruses and Kylosaurus. Those are all good.
I knew a guy named Kyle, and he was a little sore, but
Yeah, do you have a sore ass?
a little bit, a little bit. I should know better. I should know better with this group.
Maybe he just stands around looking confused, going,
Uh, so let's
Feels her
make our
own
way.
butt to make sure it's not sore.
I don't see the appeal. Anyway, so he takes you out and takes you along, basically in between peaks of mountains, and so you're in the foothills areas, kind of rolling hills, and so it's mildly slow going. But you notice he starts to take you along. Um, so, what is everybody's survival skill in the group?
Pretty good.
What was that again?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. What's pretty good? What's the number?
+3.
+3.
It's
Okay.
okay.
I have +2.
Yeah.
I'm plus
That's
I
two.
have
true.
+5. Oh, I'm gonna like lead this group. I wonder where our
Yeah.
ranger went.
No, the
I was
scout
gonna
is
say,
going to be
gee,
leading
if
the
only
group.
we had a ranger.
Yeah, if only we had a ranger. Well, to be fair, her I think her favorite terrain was swamps. So, um, and you are leaving the swamps for sure. This particular scout
Yay.
who is taking his favorite terrain would be mountains. Um, and with a 2 to 5 range of survival skill checks, you can tell that he's definitely taking you on paths. These are not he's not just like, all right, let's go up the side of this rock. No, he's literally taking you on game paths. You can kind of make sight of the various paths. One's a goat trail. The other one looks like you saw paw prints on it, bear or mountain lion or something like that. And he's taking you along, and he takes you the first day, and while you see tracks of various animals, you don't see much sight of animals themselves. Um, uh, Most of the trails that are down here are not fully active, but are have been used enough so it's easy enough to identify them. You go for about 3/4 of a day. He kind of takes you past the point of a midday break, kind of a thing, to get a good start. And at about the point at which it's just starting to get a little bit overcast because you are in the, like I said, the rolling hills areas. Um, he's kind of stops and says, "So it's at this point we're going to be keeping an eye out for a proper place to make camp. Um, Once we get towards the evening, wait, why are we still in a swamp? One second. Once we get towards evening, we will we will get a better idea of where we're going to make our camp and actually set up camp. So just as a note, it'll probably be dark before we camp, but I we are in a. You did say you wanted to get there the quickest way possible, so we're going to travel a little bit extra each day just to make sure we get up there. As long as we don't encounter any problems, we should be fine.
And how many days, GM, will this take?
So for that, you are looking at you've basically spent a day at this point traveling. Let me get back to the Lucidian coast map. We are looking at where did the thing go? Uh, I think I lost the. I did. I lost the. One second. What book is that? Oh, that's Everyday Heroes. There it is. All right. You know what? I'll just look at the other map. There you go. All right. So we are looking at probably 4 days of travel. So you've got about 3 days left of
Big
travel.
ass mountain.
Well, it's going to take you kind of zigzagging between the mountains. about 2 to 3 days to get to the base of the mountain, but you won't be at the base of the mountain. You'll kind of be a good third of the way up because you're coming up the middle. Zephyr itself is the largest of the summits in the summit peaks. Um, so, and he definitely tells you that that fancy coat of yours will come in handy once you start to get up towards the top. Uh, you can hear the sound of the wind coming off of these mountains, and he tells you all that it's not just a case of the fact that it's winds coming down off the mountains or coming through from the north from Whitestone, but it is also the fact that he's heard stories about Zephyr.
Ooh, I love stories.
And specifically, he tells you that there is there is tales being told of a rift up there that leads someplace quite windy. Is the reason that the Arashari are there in the first place, to protect this rift. Um, and it's said that the wind constantly pours out of there. So, he says, now, if we can prove that this is in fact the case, we'll have a great story to tell. And from what I hear, their leader, Keyleth, a former hero herself, one of the members of Vox Machina, is quite talkative, especially to newcomers. So, who knows? Maybe if you get in a proper audience, you can get a tour.
Guys, we've got to make another gift basket.
Okay. What do we got?
Good thing I stocked up on candy.
Half a Toblerone and some change.
Is that a nickel that is embedded in that Toblerone? Nickel, electrum piece, whatever. So, yeah, you go about. Does anybody have like Outlander skills or anything like that for collecting up food and whatnot? Scavenging. He says, looking at the Blood Hunter, who's probably the only one who has the potential.
So survival skills?
Survival skills is one of them, but like an Outlander class feature where it's like you can produce the food for up to 6 people.
Where you gather the food and
yeah,
Yeah, there's a food gathering skill that Outlanders have.
yes, Outlanders and some other ones. No, what's your background, Emily?
Inheritor.
Inheritor. Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That's fine.
no ranger, no druid.
No
I have
druid.
survival skills.
You
Now, if we were in a city,
you all have a fairly decent survival skill, so you can collect up some things from the mountain itself.
I'm proficient in cook's utensils and things like that, so I can cook things.
I have a custom background, so
If you
not
come up
those
if you
things.
come up with stuff to be processed, I don't want to sell anything made, processed, or anyways. That is literally like the Rick Moranis quote from Ghostbusters. It is one of the most difficult quotes to get correct. Anyways, plus it's John Cusack. I named my son because of a John Cusack movie. Anyway, so
Which John Cusack movie?
say anything.
hot, hot
Oh.
summer
There's the scene in the middle where I forget the actress's name is pretending she's pregnant, and the woman that's driving them is like, "So have you picked out any names yet?" And she's like, "Well, if it's a girl, I forget what the name was, but if it's a boy, Elliot." And he goes, "Elliot." She's like, "Yeah, Elliot. Elliot's a good name.
Like from
Elliot's a fat kid that eats paste." And she's like, "Well, what would you name him?" And she says, "Nick." Or he says, "Nick." Nick? Yeah, Nick. Nick's your buddy. Nick's your pal. Nick's the kind of guy that you can go drinking with, and he doesn't mind if you puke in his car. And then he goes, "Oh, excuse me, ma'am, vomit." And she goes, "Oh, that's okay, dear." Nick. That's how he got his name. It was actually a combination of that, and there was a Steven Seagal movie where he was named Nico Tostani or
Oh God,
something
I
with a
worked
T.
on that movie.
Um, but it I asked my nana. I'm like, is so what would be the shortened name of Nicholas in Italian? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, would it be Nico? She's like, sounds good. I'm like, okay. And so that we had always intended that his nickname would be Nico, and it just never happened until high school. We called him Nicholas, and we never even shortened it to Nick until high school. So, anyways, so
What's
those
I like
B's
it in my big
urchin?
fat Greek wedding where they're like Nick, 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 Nicky, Nick, Nick, and I'm Gus.
my wife was originally against the name Nicholas because my stepdaughter's name is Nicole. She's like, I don't want two Nickies. I'm like, we will never call our son Nicky. So that is clearly not going to be a problem. All right. So with that,
Say B has an urchin background, which technically she could like scrounge in garbage cans for food. Would that help?
that's not
Like a smash
exactly
pan.
gift basket material. Plus, there's not a lot of garbage cans on the mountainside.
There's not a lot to scrounge around here,
No,
but
no.
I can at least make pretty things out of garbage.
Really for
I took
like
that.
long grass that like you could weave into a basket?
You never know. All right. So with that, you continue on. So anybody who wishes to attempt to scrounge up things on the mountainside to include into a gift basket for the leader of the Arashari, feel free to give me a survival check. 15 is not bad. 19 is not bad. 14 is not bad.
I think I found some berries. Can somebody tell me if they're poisonous?
No, but the ones that Mavis picked out, those are surely going to make somebody sick. You might want to put that down. I think that's poison ivy.
Oh,
Poison ivy, yeah, yeah.
I
But
was picking mushrooms.
Did I find like an egg or
um, you will have actually
some?
found some mushrooms, probably some morels, some very tasty
I found a
mushrooms.
shiny rock.
Did in fact find a shiny rock. Actually, no. With you, you got an 11. You did find some berries that are edible and that are totally not poisonous. And at least that gets confirmed through your
I just had
scout.
a sinking feeling that since we give baskets to basically everyone we meet, are we basket cases?
Yes.
Is that our name? Did we name ourselves?
No,
Since
no. I reject basket case.
we are picnic basket cases. Because we always bring them baskets of food.
Smarter than the average bear.
Hey, boo boo.
Are we the
Maybe you're
picnic
yogurt.
baskets?
I mean, that works.
The
Red
picnickers.
Riding Hood.
I mean, out
The
here in Oregon,
picnickers?
we have Harry and David. I don't know if you guys have heard of Harry and David, but they do like these huge, beautiful gift baskets with right now they're at their most popular with the holiday pears, and it's this big huge thing. So every time I think of gift baskets, I just think of Harry and David.
Out here, it'd probably be more Swiss Colony.
Oh yeah, we do Swiss
Very
Colony
well,
for
Swiss
Christmas
Colony.
because the hard candies.
Yeah.
I got a catalog the other day. It's like, this is your last catalog. I'm like, you said that 3 catalogs ago.
In 2019, when I think it was the first time that Sage Advice came to GameholeCon, he came up to the ale desk and he was asking where to get good Wisconsin cheese was because he had flown out, came in to L.A., went to Joe Manganiello's house to visit the game room, and then drove from there to Wisconsin for Gamehole Con, and then was driving to New York to visit his brother who lived in New York. And so from Wisconsin to New York, him and his wife wanted to eat Wisconsin cheese, basically for that trip. And so he was talking about taking an Uber out to the nearest cheese shop, which was too far for an Uber. And I'm like, no, man, come back tomorrow. There'll be a cheese basket for you. And he's like, what? I'm like, just come back tomorrow. Trust me, I got you covered. And so my father got a bag from the city of Madison, the city of Madison bag, and filled it up with various cheese goodies that were a good cheese, b some of the staple of like cow udders and cow pies, which are basically candy that is pecan turtle that looks like a cow poop, um, and like a Wisconsin shaped cheese, as well as like just the regular fancy cheeses. And so I'm like, here you go, cheese. He's like, oh, what do I owe you? I'm like, no, this is a gift from the Italian Workmen's Club of Madison. And he's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, we have an Italian community center here, man. And so now Sage Advice, or Christian is his real name, is shows up every time he's there. He comes by to say hello and give me a hug because he got cheese. Anyway,
Cheese is awesome.
see,
Cheese is
It
a
is.
fantastic gift.
cheese always makes a fantastic gift, says the guy on cardiac rehab. All right, so
We weren't able to. We don't have any cheese on us, but berries are nice.
berries are nice. You actually probably do have some cheese in your various kits of stuff to get together, but yeah, you can find some berries, and with your skill in cooking utensils, you can actually um,
Make
make
like a
stuff.
paneer.
You can make a paneer. You can make some compote. Some basic jellies and whatnot by just boiling down the various berries and stuff. And so yeah, you make a nice little. You get the startings at least to a nice little basket.
I make a chutney.
You make a chutney. Exactly. All right. Oh, liquid death is going to kill me. Excuse me. All right.
Gotta put that down the right pipe.
Yep. Yes. As I get older, the pipes just become multi-purpose. I'm a amphibian now. So
You let me know how that works.
well, I am an Aquarius. So since we've been discussing zodiac signs, with that you get to the evening, and why don't you all go ahead and give me a group um, survival check as you attempt to find yourself a place to make camp. Stacy totally tries to put you completely on the game trail, and so does
I mean,
Mavis.
I'm not leading the survival party. I just wandered around.
Right. You're like, what about here? He's like, that's a flood zone.
Guys, I'm tired. What about here?
This is close to the trail, so we don't have to get so far.
He's busy looking at suitable trees because no, I'm not sleeping on the ground.
Arabella winds up coming and finding a spot, and Pathar, your friend, definitely agrees with you. It is
This is the spot.
it's a nice overhang that's going to keep the wind off of you, keep the rain off of you if it starts to rain. It is tucked in and up, so no rain is going to go into it, and it will block the sight of your campfire if you wish to have a campfire. And you make your camp for the evening. So, who's on first? Who's on first watch? I don't.
Did we make a watch order at some point?
We
I think
made a
just
watch order.
randomly volunteer.
Yeah.
Stacy will do first watch.
Okay, fine. we'll start with Stacy. Stacy, go ahead and roll me a d20
Stacy and Tank
as
first
you
watching
as
it.
you make your camp for the evening.
The perception?
No, just a d20.
Oh, okay. Then that'll be 20.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Cool. Let's go ahead and roll me a percentile.
Uh-oh.
Stacy sees God.
Roll low.
38.
That's low.
Okay. Okay. So now you can go ahead and roll me that perception roll.
It's a dirty trick.
4.
4. Okay.
See, he didn't want me to have the one I had before. So.
Now, but Tank is with you. You did say Tank was
Yep.
on watch with you. So
Tank is on watch.
Tank gets a perception, but Tank's perception is at advantage.
Oh.
So
Tank saves the day.
Okay, is that like control?
Tank.
as a control,
Right.
or no, shift. Control
Shift.
is disadvantage. It should turn the number thing into a green plus sign.
Yes. All right, Tank gets a 22.
All right, so
Yes.
you are completely oblivious to what is going on, but Tank just starts growling and starts pulling at your leg, and you're like, what, do you have to go pee? You know, we're outdoors, just go pee. But he kind of pulls you along, and you can now notice what he is noticing, what looks to be like a pack of hyenas that are making their way towards your camp. You're not sure if it's actually a pack of hyenas, but you see 2 of them.
I say, Tank, wake up the others. Of course, we're just making camp. We haven't even.
Oh no,
gone to sleep yet
you had
then.
already made camp. This is during first
Okay.
watch.
Okay. Yep. I go over and I wake up my coworkers here.
Okay.
It's a pack of hyenas heading this way. They
Let's
look
see.
hostile. Tank doesn't like them.
I've got a. Yeah, we'll use this cave map. This will work.
Just like Tank sees some hyenas. They don't look friendly, he says. And they're headed this way.
4 legs or 2?
If there's something strange in
I
the
asked Tank,
neighborhood.
4 legs or 2.
Is Tank actually a familiar?
Tank is actually a familiar.
Okay. He tells you that he smells. He heard the hyenas. But he smells something different than hyenas.
Okay.
Something with a stinky, sulfurous smell.
Okay. So I tell my colleagues, Tank says that they sound like hyenas, but they don't smell like hyenas. They smell like sulfur.
All right. So, go ahead and place yourselves in this cave.
You gotta find the cave.
I see
I
black
see
screen.
black.
You see black. Well, let me set you down, and then you can do it. I think it is using dynamic lighting.
Yeah, because it's the big black square.
Yeah. Adelaide is in there. Mavis is in there. I'm guessing you all can't see anything still. Stacy is in there. Arabella is in there. And Daisy is in there. Wait, no. Daisy is not in there. B is in there. All right.
And we don't have Daisy or Amanita.
Yeah. All right. Let me see why y'all can't see. Hey, that's why. Vision. Night vision. 60. Hey. All right. B should be able to see now.
Yes, I can see.
And now Stacy should be able to see. Stacy, you're an elf, correct?
I am.
Okay. Let's see now. Mavis does not have dark vision.
I have a non-drift globe.
Non-drift globe, yeah. So, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just give you night vision because that's gonna be what the lighting that I give you is gonna do anyways. So, there.
Okay.
We'll just set it to dark vision. Adelaide, same thing. I'll just set you to 60 foot. That's what you would get anyways. And last but not least, Arabella. All right, there we go. Everybody's set up. So this is the cave in which you've made camp, and this is kind of an overhang. So picture that the walls down here to the south aren't actually there. So the hyenas in question can be coming anywhere from the bottom portion of this map.
Is our new friend Aethor going to help us?
Oh yes, I suppose I should put him in there, huh? You bring up a very good point. Where are my goblin? Where are my goblins at? Creatures. Erkukra. No. No. Here's a goblin. There he is.
That ought to do.
Yeah, it's just a token. He doesn't actually have just standard goblin stats because otherwise he'd be freaking dead. Alright. But we'll set it to this for right now. And I'll add him later. Alright. So yeah, he is there. And so he is up with his bow. And as soon as Tank comes around, waking y'all up, he says they sound like hyenas, but smell different. That it doesn't bode well. There are nastier things than us up here, and the smell of sulfur is a bad sign. He says we are likely dealing with some gnolls. And where we can be talked with, reasoned with, gnolls are just claws, teeth, and hunger. The sulfur smell reveals their demonic birthright. So, I suggest you get ready. And, not for nothing, why don't you go ahead and highlight your tokens and roll initiative. And you can all thank Tank because he's the only one that's gonna keep you all from getting surprised.
Thank you, Tank.
Thank you, Tank.
He puffs out his little chest in his little cloak.
Who's
He's
a
very
good boy?
fancy.
You're a good boy.
All right, pop a hyena in there, and we'll duplicate you in a minute. Put a knoll in there, and then put in one of these. Don't worry about measuring distances yet. I'm just dropping them right now. I'll be actually placing them in a minute. All right. All right. The pair of hyenas were coming in. All right. Okay, so currently you see a pair of uh, hyenas. You do not see any gnolls, but according to what your friend is telling you, they are there. All right. You shall be Mr. Red. You shall be Mr. Blue. And you shall be Mr. Pink. Why do I gotta be Mr. Pink? It said so. All right. Why are you not giving me the options here? Yeah, there we go, Mr. Pink. All right. You two are going to go same. All right. Now, hyenas. You get to be orange. And you get to be green. Now we'll make it purple. That's different than orange. All right. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are all in there. Excellent. Sort in descending order. And B, you are the first to get a reaction. Currently, you see when you look the direction that that tank is pointing you towards, you see a pair of hyenas, and they're kind of low to the ground and crawling in sneakily to try and get to the camp.
So, not giving them the benefit of the doubt, then they definitely look like they are up to no good. Also, I'm a tabaxi and they're dogs. So,
Fair.
not
Actually,
happening.
hyenas are more closely related to cats than dogs.
That is true. They are still technically canids, though, yes?
We'll go with yes.
I was gonna say, we'll go with yes. They look dog-like to a tabaxi. So,
Yeah.
let us. We will short bow them.
Somebody's
they are
sleeping with
not
her tongue out.
canids.
Oh, good to know. What are they?
They are in their own family of
Oh.
just hyenas.
Okay then.
They're an abomination, is what they are.
Pretty much,
Does
yeah.
16 hit purple?
16 will hit purple. 7 points of damage.
I was gonna say I don't think I get sneak attack for this, but
Nope. Not your subclass. Thunk. Yipe. It looks bloodied, and it definitely kind of stumbles, and it's hurt. The arrow is stuck in it. It was not a grazing shot. So, is that
there
it for?
they go over there. Get them.
All right, Adelaide.
Yes, I'm going to use my bonus action to activate my Crimson Right. Yes. for only 1 point of damage to myself. Then I will move and dodge.
All right. You are dodging. You move up and you go, ha! Okay. Let's see. Something is going to happen after that. Boop, 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 boop. And a spear. Oh, no, sorry, not a spear. A longbow shot comes in at B, who shot one of the hyenas. This is a 14 hit. I don't think it does. Oh, no, it does.
14 will hit.
Well, you take 2 points of piercing damage.
Unless I have a reaction, which I don't believe I do. I do not.
All right, 2 points.
I thought I had that, but I don't because I'm little.
2 points of piercing damage. And then looks like Stacy is next to B. And so a longbow shot comes in. Ooh, 21 to hit Stacy
Ew.
for 4 points of piercing.
What a jerk.
As they pop out from the shadows, where they are clearly more stealthy than the hyenas were. And in fact, gnolls are here. Orange hyena, the one that didn't get bloodied and shot, comes forward and attempts to pull down Adelaide. It's a 14 at disadvantage, which I believe misses you.
Yep.
And then it becomes Stacy's turn.
All right, so let's see here. I'm gonna run over to Blue. I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna hit him with a maul. I'm gonna crit him with a maul.
Woo!
That'll be 14 damage.
All right. 14 points of damage on that one. Ooh. Ouch. He is bloody.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that's my turn.
All right. Purple hyena, the bloodied one, comes up here and attempts to grab a bite on Adelaide. Now, your dodging gives him disadvantage. Pack tactics gives him advantage, so it is a straight up roll. So that is a 16 to hit Adelaide.
Mm-hmm. That hits.
1 point of piercing damage.
Nice.
Mavis.
Okay. So it's clear. He is going to hex this hyena or this gnoll.
All right.
If I hit him, he'll get 2 more points of damage. and then I will fire my bow at him.
Okay.
The actions.
I don't see our ranger friend on the turn order. Does he not get a turn?
Oh, the goblin. That's a very good point. I will add him on. I did not roll initiative for him.
For whatever reason, my D&D Beyond is acting wonky.
Sometimes it asks you like what level you want to cast on another screen in D&D or in Roll20.
I'm just refreshing this screen. There we go. And I think I miss.
An 11 does in fact miss. Yipe, yipe, yipe. All right.
Done.
With that.
Okay.
Oh
So
no,
I'm
not your turn yet.
Oh,
Not your turn yet.
okay.
Because a hunter comes bundling up past the or behind the hyenas. And he's making 2 longbow shots. He's going to shoot one at Arabella, one at Mavis. So, Arabella. Nope, that's going to miss. Mavis. Nope, that's going to miss.
Yep.
Never mind. Okay, it is your turn, Arabella.
Okay, so since I haven't cast it yet, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith as a bonus action.
All right.
And then I'm going to...
Who are you casting it on?
I would like to place it in front of myself for now. And
Well, it's not like you can move it. But yes.
Oh, well, seems like a safe bet. And then as my action, I'd like to try to hit, I think it's orange with the crossbow.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to hit him. Does it hit?
A hyena with a 12 does hit.
Awesome. Right.
All right, it is bloodied.
Yay!
Yipe. All right, so. All right. A gnoll comes bounding out from behind one of the rocks and appears next to Arabella. And as it does, it comes forward with its spear leading. And it gets a 16 and misses. Alright. Gnoll has gone. Goblin. Your goblin buddy. Let's see here. He has got a +2 to this. So this is going to be 2 points higher as he takes his bow out. And he fires it at the hunter that shot from further back. Oh, an 11's still not going to hit, though. All right. With that, we get back to the top of the order, and it is B's turn.
E is going to come over this way and attempt to smack this fine gentleman on the nose with her dagger.
All right. Oh, 22 will hit, I suppose.
7 piercing plus 7 sneak attack. Bonus action. Disengage.
All right.
And that is my turn.
Okay. Adelaide, you're up.
Which one looks worse now, orange or purple?
They're about the same. After that crossbow shot from Adelaide, they're about the same. They're both look like they're very bloodied and about
Okay.
ready to give up.
I will take a swing then at orange. Let's hope that this works.
Okay. An 8
8 probably
is gonna
misses.
miss. Yep.
I'm gonna take out.
He only had 5 more feet of movement left, so that's all she can disengage. Sorry.
Okay. No problem. And what were you
I'm
gonna
gonna
take
take-
out?
My short sword
Okay.
to do the offhand attack at orange.
At orange. All right. 22 will
22
hit
to hit.
for 4 points, which is enough to put him down. Yay! Pack tactics.
Then
has
I will
been
move
ruined.
to there.
All right. Wait.
Actually, I am just gonna. I'm gonna take an attack from that hyena.
Cool. I'm gonna have ready to action go off because I forgot that both those other gnolls go at the same time. So go ahead and move yourself there, and the other one was clearly very hidden. Bloop. Attempts to bite you with his action. 15.
That hits.
Rawr. Bite for 6 points of piercing damage. Arr. That is max piercing damage for the bite. Alright. With that, your turn is up. Pink Knoll is going to come, but nope, I'm on the wrong layer still. Pink Knoll, roar! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is going to move up the ear. And goes after the cat because cats and dogs living together in tin cans. Comes in and leads with a spear. And is going to miss.
No.
Blue is going to go after Stacy. Stacy, you did not attack recklessly, correct?
No, I did not.
All right.
I am raging though.
Spear attack. 19 hits for 10 points of piercing, which gets reduced to 5.
It's 5 points of piercing.
And it's going to move around you and come over here. And Stacy, it is your turn.
All right, I'm gonna hit blue in the face.
Okay. Ooh, 11 misses. Ducks out of the way. All right. Is that it for you?
Yep, that's what I got.
What I got.
I am level 4. Smash! Next turn.
Purple hyena comes bundling up. Gains pack tactics because gnolls. And attempts to bite Adelaide. Gets a 21 to hit because of the advantage.
Yep, that hits.
3 points of piercing. It bites onto your leg and goes tugging. Attempting to distract you. Mavis, you're up.
Okay, I now have a guy right next to me.
Correct.
So if I fire at blue, who I have hexed, I would be at disadvantage.
Correct.
So I guess I'm going to swing at pink, who decided to come next to me.
All right.
And do I get... And I get flank, which gives me advantage.
Correct.
Yeah. An
18 will hit.
Okay. Damage 6, and I'm going to expend a use of my Bardic Inspiration to do psychic damage to him.
Okay.
Cross one off. Where is that? Psychic Blades.
Somebody's
And I
being
do another
twitchy.
10 points of damage to him.
10 points. All right.
So that's 16 damage to Mr. Pink.
All right.
Is Mr. Pink still alive?
Yes. He is.
Try and attack with a dagger.
Okay. Actually, you can't, unless you've got that feat, you can't pull out 2 weapons at once.
Okay, I don't, so I don't.
Unfortunately, you can only pull out so many weapons in one turn. All right. Wait, was that the right one? Yes, that was the right one. All right, the hunters go. Well, luckily, the hunters do not have pack tactics, but they do have multi-attack. So, they are going to attempt to bite you multiple times. So, the one on the left is going to attempt to bite Adelaide. Rawr. Ooh, 18 hits.
Mm-hmm.
Four piercing. And, oof, 21 to hit.
Yep.
For another 5 piercing.
Yep.
And then the other one only gets a 13, so misses. And gets an 8 and misses. All right.
Oh, thank goodness.
All right, Arabella, you are up. You are between two gnolls.
I'm in a bad place. Oh, this is awful. Okay.
You also have a
You've
20
So-
AC.
One flanked.
Yeah, it's true. I have the whole flanking thing if
Yeah.
I hit
Pink.
the pink one,
Yeah.
but not the red one. The red one's freaking me out because it's red. But I think I'm gonna go for the. I know I should go for the pink one. So I'm gonna drop my crossbow because I can't really use it up close, and I'm gonna grab my mace because that's what I have, and I'm gonna try to
Oh,
hit
wow.
it.
I just noticed we had a raid come in. No, Maestro
Oh.
Dungeons, you did not miss the TPK.
So I missed. That's unfortunate. But at least my shield of faith is still there.
Nice.
Yep, your Shield of Faith is still up and going.
Hopefully it'll do a good job protecting me.
All right. Let's see here. Next up is. Sorry, I got distracted. The Gnoll. The red Gnoll. He has advantage because flanking. And that is going to be. Bam! 22 to hit, which actually hits you. Because your AC is 22, or 20 with the Shield of Faith. So 3 points of piercing. And give me a concentration check on your Shield of Faith. That is a DC 10 Constitution save.
The DC 10. Where is the where on my sheet is
It's
the concentrate?
Constitution saving throw is your concentration check.
Oh, okay.
You've been playing D&D
okay.
long enough. Why am I still teaching you this stuff?
I'm used to playing on a different system.
All right. Well, see, you should play more Adventures League then. All right. So you make your save. Shield of
I
Faith
made
stays
it.
up.
Yay.
Goblin. The Goblin is going to boop, boop, boop. Move there. We can flank too. And he is going to he's going to pull out his scimitar and slice with advantage. Ugh, but that's only a 10. He's like, I'm still not used to this. All right, B, you are up.
B sees Adelaide surrounded down there, and she is going to use her feline agility to get down there. So bonus action disengage, and running to help. Adelaide. So now she cannot use her feline agility until she doesn't move.
Correct.
On.
You have to have a
Now
movement speed of a 0 on one of your turns to get that ability back.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so she will attempt to stab. Let's go with purple. Does 14 hit?
On which target? Where you go?
Purple.
Purple. Oh yes, that will hit a hyena.
For
11
some damage.
Yep.
11
Damn.
damage.
Yeah. And it's
B
down.
will give a thumbs up. Go, you got this. Come on.
All right. Adelaide, you're up.
Yep. Yep. I don't think either of these two have taken damage, right?
Not yet.
Okay. I am gonna go for the one on the right then.
All right.
With my scimitar.
Crit.
Hell yeah, baby.
Oh, so much damage.
All
So
right,
the
got
extra.
The D4 is not counted because of not against undead, but the
Well, so it takes the 2 and the 4, but the 3 and the 2 are for the undead.
okay.
So it
So
is still 6 radiant.
12,
7.
13, it looks like. So
7. Yeah.
13?
Yeah.
All right. 13
Yep.
points of damage from that crit. It is bloodied. Not pleased either.
Very good.
Bad
I will
dog.
take my short sword attack then to offhand. 19 at the same one.
19 at the same one is going to connect.
For 5 damage. Is it still there?
Still there.
Okay. I'm done. I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
All right. Pink Knoll is going to attack on Arabella because flank. Ooh, gets a crit on Arabella.
Oh, and you took that spell away from me?
I did. 8 points of piercing damage, Arabella. And that is another
No,
concentration
not a
check.
bite. Oh, okay, here we go. I know where it is now. It's amazing.
Constitution saving throw. Oh, Shield of Faith drops. You lose concentration on it. That spear in your side is really doing something to your concentration. All right.
How many points am I down? It's not registering on here.
You need to track that on your own. That's why.
Oh, snap, that's right.
So
okay.
you have
that was
taken
2
you took
times.
8 for that one, and you took 3 from the other one.
That's 11 down.
Yep.
Just go up to the top of the sheet, type in 11, and then hit damage. And it'll do it for you.
Yep.
Okay, I've got it.
Awesome.
Yeah, because their little thingies here weren't updated.
Right.
They were like level 1 still.
Yeah, I've got to go through the notes on how to set it up so that it auto adjusts that based off of your D&D Beyond sheet. So that was a good thing to know. All right, Blue, you're my boy, Blue. That Knoll is going to attempt to spear Stacy, and is going to miss. So Stacy, it is your turn.
I'm taking him to the mall.
Taking him to the mall.
19 to hit.
That'll hit.
11 damage.
Blurk. Down he goes.
And then I can 10, 20, 30. Run over here. Cool.
All right.
I'm closer to Pink.
Mavis.
I move my hex to Mr. Pink.
Mm-hmm.
And I will attack Mr. Pink with my rapier.
All right.
Shift. Oh, yeah.
I think the crit will hit.
And so I do that, and then I get 2d6 because I moved 2d6. And then another 7 points. So 18 points of damage to Mr. Pink.
Okay, he had 6. Down he goes.
I have one more with my dagger. 15, 20, 25. And I will attack with the dagger.
16 will hit.
16. And no extra damage on it. It's just the die roll.
Correct. So that's
So I did 3 points of damage.
3 points. All right. All right. The hunters go. This one rolls over to here and gets B in flank. All right. With that, he attempts to bite at advantage twice. First one.
Which one? The top
That will
one
hit.
first, or
Top one is going to bite B.
That'll hit.
Okay.
22 to hit for 3 piercing. Second, it's a 14, which misses. No, that hits. And for another 3 piercing. And then the bloodied one that's down here is going to do the same thing. Ooh, gets a
That's
crit.
gonna hurt.
Gets a crit. That is 5 points of piercing. And the second bite is an 18
That'll
for
hit too.
5 points. It was the same as the crit. Another 5. Still up?
Still up.
All right.
I'm gonna use my reaction to sentinel the bloodied one.
Got it. Take your swing.
I will not forget this. Bad.
No.
10 hits.
It was close, though. It harried him.
I tried.
Arabella, you're up.
I appreciate the effort. Thank you.
All right. I really want to get rid of this red one. I point at him, and the sound of dolorous bells fills the air. It must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take some necrotic damage.
And that's on which one? Red?
The red one that's right next to me?
Yep. Wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
Got a 12.
I
Your
think
DC
I
is a 13.
13. Yay! So it just failed.
Yep.
That's awesome. Okay, so here I go. Take it at some damage.
4 points of damage.
Okay. I don't think there's any
It howls and
bonus
yips at the
stuff I
sound.
can do.
All
Okay.
right.
All right.
It gets to go.
Oh crap.
And it is going to, if I get a 1, I go for Mavis. Otherwise, it's going for Arabella. Nope, it's going
Well, I
for
didn't
Arabella.
point at it.
You did point at it, and you made that loud sound that it did not like. Ooh, gets an 18, which now hits you because your shield of faith is down. That is 7 points of piercing.
Okay, I'm putting it in. All right, you Fantasy Grounds is doing all of this for me.
And the goblin sees how things are going down to the south there, and is going to move out this way.
Don't leave me.
And he's
There's a
going
thing.
to he's going to take a shot at this bloodied one down here. Since it looks like those two are a little bit more harried than the rest of you are. And only gets a 9. Oh, no, sorry, an 11. But an 11 still misses. So, that is his turn. B, you are up.
Okay, B will attempt to hit this one to the north of her.
So the one to the south is bloodied.
Okay.
Doesn't know.
So
He looks like he is worse off than the one to the
okay,
north.
so we'll go for that one.
All right.
B is back, yo.
Yep.
Okay. We will do bonus action disengage, bitch.
It's a technical term.
Yeah, no bitches, man.
Bonus action, disengage, bitch. Alright. And let's see. That brings us to Arabella. Or Adelaide, sorry.
Adelaide.
Yeah. Too many A
I'm
names.
gonna. I think there's only two.
Yeah,
There's
there's too
also
many.
Amanita,
Oh, that's true.
who's not here, but
Who's
still,
not here?
yeah.
I'm gonna try and take a swing at the one that's almost dead.
Alright. 19
19.
hits. And that
Yay!
takes out
11 damage.
the one to the south.
Perfect.
Woo.
I'm gonna stay right where I'm at and just take my second attack. I don't think that'll hit though.
Nope,
for a
that will
7.
not hit.
Done.
Alright, Stacy.
All right. Do. And hit him in the face of them all.
Crack.
4.
I think you could do more than 1 point of damage, so
7.
Yay!
Let's see. How much movement did it take me to get over there? Like 15 feet? Boop. I'll start heading that way.
alright.
And
Mavis, you're up.
Okay. So there's this one left.
Just the one Knoll Hunter fighting Adelaide.
15, 20. I will move my hex to him. And as I'm moving, I will draw my bow and fire at him.
Mm-hmm.
And I will miss him.
You will miss.
I'm done.
On his turn, he lets out a blood-curdling howl. It almost looks as if he is going into a bit of a rage. Fairly similar to what you've seen Stacy go into whenever, you know, the sales start on Black Friday.
Stacy does all of her shopping ahead of time.
I know. Oh, okay.
But it's definitely like a phone call, right? He's like, we're not getting like reinforcements.
But it makes a lot of noise. And he attempts to bite Adelaide. And gets an 18.
Yep.
Bites her for 6 points of piercing.
Yep.
And the second bite is a 14 only, which I believe just misses you.
Yep.
Grabs onto the armor and is pulling at your arm, but it manages to not bite through the armor. Which means, Arabella, it is your turn.
I'm going to attempt to cast Guiding Bolt at the 2nd level.
Okay.
It's not bad.
17 connects.
Yeah. Okay.
$21 points of damage. It is burned. It smells like burnt dog hair over there, but it is not dead. But it has got small motes of light going around it. And with that, your goblin friend draws his weapon, pulls back his bow, and gets a 25 to hit.
We believe in you!
For 6 points of piercing damage, and the arrow buries into its chest and puts him down. Yerp!
Good job.
Okay.
Avor.
Yay.
We need to do a medicine check on B. Where's my medicine check? She could have rabies. She was getting bitten a whole bunch of times.
Hey, Adelaide got hit more than I do.
Adelaide's like, what the hell?
So I go over to Adelaide as well and do my crappy medicine roll.
B
For a
has that
16,
cool healer feat
Does
now.
she have rabies? It was just disgusting.
She does not have
Stacy walks
rabies.
over and
I've been
says, "No, she has
vaccinated.
swamp fever."
I got my vaccinations. I'm vaccinated.
Fully vaccinated. All right, you have.
Who needs healing?
Well,
I
we're
do.
gonna go to bed,
Everyone,
I
we're
think.
I'm
gonna
gonna go to
rest.
sleep now. So
Yeah. I think
I
we're okay.
insist on cleaning some of the wounds, though.
Thank you,
They use
please.
their mouths.
That's gross.
they use
Filthy.
their claws and spears.
I do have my
Yeah, but
healer's
some of
kits
them
if
got
anybody needs
bit.
anything that we can't do with this with a. But if we're gonna have a rest,
You will get a
I
rest.
wonder-
You are going to go
Maybe we
back to
should
sleep after this.
digitate
but this was
the
only first
wound.
watch. We could get hit again.
Sure, you
It's
could.
true.
We'll deal with that then.
That's second watch's problem.
I'm on second watch.
That sounds like future Bee's problem.
Future B is going to be like, goddamn B. Goddamn past B. Such a B.
All right, so you go back to bed. You bundle up for the evening, and B, you're on second watch. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a d20?
Good luck,
Going to
B.
end so well.
You're
7.
fine. The evening passes with no complaint.
Oh, excellent.
Although that last knoll made a lot of ruckus and a lot of noise, it didn't seem to draw any further attention. And you managed to get the effects of your long rest. Congratulations.
Yay.
Excellent.
Now, with these gnolls, the regular gnolls were armed with spears and longbows. The longbows are kind of trash. The spears are they're metal, but not great. But they are weapons. If you wish to trek along with a bunch of them. The hunters had long Bowie knife type things, just kind of somewhere between a dagger and a short sword, very big daggers on them, and longbows. Their longbows were nicer.
How many of the bad ones and how many of the good ones?
There was 4 gnolls and 2 hunters, so 2 good longbows, 4 bad longbows. Their knives. I mean, they're decent. They're short swords, basically. They're daggers for them, but these creatures are about 7.5 feet tall, so they're short swords. So, they didn't have any coin on them. It looks like the only thing they were carrying was some meat that was rotting. Didn't seem like they had any problem eating it, but they kind of had it slung up, almost like just like tied off with leather straps around its waist, like a haunch of some type of animal. That is clearly a humanoid on one of them. So these things were almost just going around scavenging food, scavenging either stuff that has been killed and left to sit, or they kill it themselves and then they hack it apart and drag it along with them. But nothing in the sense of traditional treasure on
E cannot use a longbow, so those are up for grabs.
We'll just take them back to the Goblin Village and offer them up.
them. You can.
I would like to keep a longbow.
So you can you've got a choice. There's the standard longbows are like I said a little bit trashier, but they're a longbow. It's a normal longbow. The nicer ones, they aren't magical or anything like that, but they are a lot heavier. They're almost like strength based type bows. They are have a higher pull strength to them. Weight. That's the word I was looking for.
Does it still use dexterity?
It still uses dexterity to shoot with it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It just seems like it's a much heavier weight bow. So
I can use a longbow.
you can.
There's still one hanging around.
You can.
Okay, so
That-
the two longbows are gone, the good ones.
Mm-hmm. And you can find probably a couple quivers of arrows as well, so enough that you shouldn't have to sweat arrows.
Perfect.
How many dagger-like things did you say
Two.
there were? Two.
They
Two,
were
and
short
they were
swords.
short swords actually, but
Okay,
yes,
so they don't count as daggers that I can throw.
correct. Correct.
I am good not taking any of those things. So if you want to take those weapons back to the village and outfit people.
So if you're going to be offering those to the village, your buddy will he will strap the two short swords to his back. He does not intend to like carry around a bunch of the spears just because one they're not great, and two it's going to be rather cumbersome for him to carry around a
Can
bow
we
of
just
spears.
take the spearheads?
You could do that. The
We'll just
spearheads
take the
could be refashioned into uh, better spear shafts. Yes. So all right, he's not a problem to snap the spearheads off.
How many of those are there?
4.
Okay, so we take 4 spearheads.
Mm-hmm. All right.
As I'm a rogue and like shiny things, do any of these cheap bastards have money?
No. In fact,
Cheap.
they didn't even have any pouches.
Rude.
It's almost as if they had no use for money, and so therefore would not take it from people. Um, but as you're kind of rolling them to look for pretty shiny things, go ahead and give me an investigation check there, B. Not a damn thing.
They stink. I don't like to touch them.
Right.
Ew.
Right. Even if they are more akin to cats than dogs, no. Just no. All right.
Stink.
Stinky. They do.
Hank also thinks they smell foul.
He
Does
does.
Tank do the like burying thing where he's like trying to cover them up with dirt?
A little bit. A little bit. He actually doesn't go near them. He just kind of stood back by the fire, just he just
He sticks his little nose in his cloak.
Yep. The gnolls especially just have the stink of sulfur and brimstone on them. It's almost as if you're half expecting them to just kind of drain away into demonic and go back to the hell where they came from, but they remain and they smell horrible. On the upside, having those bodies out at the front of your little enclosure has kept things from coming in. So ain't nothing coming around here. And the fact that they are closer to the outside than the end means that the camp doesn't smell like them completely, at least. So you're up the next day, and you're able to continue on your trek through the mountains, heading towards
Guys,
Zephyra.
why do they smell like brimstone?
Because
Is
they're
there, like-
gnolls.
And they come from
If you
hell?
wish, you can make either a nature check or an Arcana check.
And
Are
we
they
get long rests now,
fiends?
right?
Yes.
They
No.
are
gnolls
not fiends.
They're not
Mm.
anymore.
I
Mm,
It
I'm
says so in the
I-
monster manual.
Gnolls are humanoids now.
I continue to ponder as I roll a 7.
One moment as I go and look that up. I thought they were humanoids, but they had a fiendish etymology where they like came from fiends, but they weren't fiends.
Well, I know they worship a like demon god.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they're created by the demon god.
Yeah, so
So
That makes sense.
gnolls
Can you
are in
name
fact
them?
humanoids.
monstrosities.
They're
Okay.
humanoids.
Can you
It
blame
just
them
makes
for
a
their
difference.
parentage?
Can you what?
Can you blame them for their parentage?
Right.
Just because they're creators of demon doesn't mean that they're demonic themselves.
Sir Adelaide, as a monster hunter,
Hmm.
you actually do you have heard about the spawning of gnolls. And you can tell because the pair of gnolls that or the pair of hyenas that were fighting with them were bloated, as in they've been eating and gorging on food. And you have heard the tale of the birth of a gnoll when a hyena overeats itself to death, a caused by the crazed hunger given to them by Yinogu, the demon lord that they uh, worship. It eventually births a gnoll as it rips its way out of the body of the hyena. So you think you may have stopped a pair of gnolls from being spawned by taking out those hyenas, but that also
They
tells
were
you
pregnant.
there are more that um
Um,
yeah,
that'd
not
be a nice way of putting it.
it's not really pregnant. It is more of it's more akin to a humanoid
Alien?
turning into an elithid from having a tadpole stuck in its eye.
As
Yeah.
we all post
Oh,
alien chest burster gifts.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It's more
Imagine
alien
chest
chest
burster,
burster.
but
It's more xenomorph changing from an elithid. Yes, it's more like that. Not really pregnant, but it is in the process of changing. They are not.
oh, well,
They
Um,
let's
these are
get that. We
creatures
had
that are
It's
not
that.
like
born.
it's like when a person turns into a werewolf,
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are not
except
born. They
if
are
they
created.
stayed the wolf.
Exactly.
From eating too
and
much.
we get to
Okay.
do long rest, right? So,
You did get a. You did get. You can click the long rest button. When it did that howl, it did not call any reinforcements to come and harass you at all.
and that's what I was gonna wonder, is it if we know they're here, are we likely to encounter more as we keep going?
Possible. And your goblin friend will tell you that it is in fact a definite possibility. But if y'all keep an eye out for them, you can at the very least get some early warning. And so he says we should definitely keep an eye on the watches for the next couple of nights. So, and with that, you continue to travel on. The couple of nights that it takes for you to get to the mountainside, to the peak of Mount Zephyra, um, you don't encounter any more of these gnolls. Um, Tank can still smell the stink of them, and he does not know if that is due to the just the clinging smell of it from the fight, or if it's that more of them are around and they are just skulking in the shadows, trailing you.
Okay.
But he can still smell them even after 2 days. But you get to the base of Mount Zephyr. Looks like about a day's worth of travel up the side of the mountain, and you will get to the city and potentially get a chance to speak with the wind speaker of the Arashari. Now, I need you all to give me a perception check as you've been keeping your eyes to the skies. Never
Ooh,
mind.
rainbow time. Oh yeah.
Oh, Stacy and Adelaide have clearly been distracted.
Eyes on
But
the ground,
ice on
not
the
the
ground.
sky. Yeah.
I
Um,
see
I'm
the
talking to Tank about
rainbow.
how bad it smells.
you do not necessarily see the rainbows, but what you do see is that up the mountainside towards Zephyra, there's a glow in the air. Um,
Ooh.
it's almost like that vision of like light pollution where you can kind of see it in the sky, and it kind of puts a glow about the top of the mountainside. Um, your goblin friend says, "Oh, that's new. Like usually it's not so
Yeah.
bright up there."
Yeah.
So,
That that's cool. That's the place. That's the spot.
well, we'll have to keep our eyes sharp tomorrow.
That is the unicorn rave that we're attempting to find.
I bet there's like a leprechaun and a unicorn.
There's a possibility, whether it's a leprechaun and a unicorn up there, that gnolls are still on our flanks, and
Hmm.
we'll have to keep an eye out because the Arashari can be rather protective. If it was just me, well, I could be facing some problems, but that's why we've got you all here.
The picnickers.
And B, before we wrap up for the night, our night, not their night. Uh, during that path of that 2 days, you have been having a dream each night, and the dream has been of a raven that has come to visit you. And while it is a raven, as you look at it, something about it just doesn't seem right, and you can tell by the end of the second night that the raven has got very crystal bright blue eyes, not the normal black eyes of a crow or a raven. And by the end of
Red raven.
the evening of which you're sleeping at the base of the mountain, well, base-ish of the mountain, about a third of the way up the mountain is where you come in on it. During that evening, it speaks to you
In my dream.
in your dream and says, "Tomorrow or the next day, soon, you shall meet my beloved. Please, just let her know I'm thinking of her, I love her, and your use of my knife comes with the blessing of both me and my queen."
I will
We
assure the raven in my dream if I'm able to control my dream. I
You
would
are.
assure him that I will do this for him. Them.
You should. My queen wished you to be warned that if she was to see the dagger, it could have an effect on her. But you are coming along nicely. Our queen hopes for great things from you. And with that, the bird takes off, and in your dream, you watch as he flies up the side of the mountain. And you wake up. And as you wake, you swear you can see just a single black feather kind of floating down and resting next to your bedroom.
Does this give me kind of an indication as to the direction and the way he flew?
Up the mountain. But yes,
Okay.
you can see if you follow the direction that the bird flew.
Okay.
Give me a survival check.
Survival check.
Nope.
B is back. Woo!
B is back and too freaked out by that dream
But
to follow.
hey, that
But
raven is proud of me. I'm coming along nicely.
so you've got
Sort of.
a sort of you have an idea of the direction that he went up.
That way.
That way. Ta-ta-da! She just goes running off up the side of the mountain. I've got to climb speed. Fuck it. But yeah, And with that, we are at about 9:45 Central Time. So I think we'll go ahead and wrap things up because I'm sure some of you all have jobs to get to tomorrow morning. So I will call it quits here, and we will pick up again in 2 weeks, which is the week after Thanksgiving. So everybody that is here in the United States that is still tuned into us, uh, enjoy your holidays. Have a good Thanksgiving. Try not to overdo the sodium, as I'm going to try and do this this holiday. This is going to be my first Thanksgiving of on the new diet, so that's going to be fun. But with that, from everybody here at Border Kingdoms Adventures and the TTRPG Geezer, namely my old ass self, stay safe, stay healthy, roll some dice. Just don't do it on my lawn, you damn kids. And we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Good
Bye.
night.
Hey.